Hello everyone. My name is Lalhriatpuii Fanai. I'm a PhD scholar at Christ University, Bangalore. Today I'll be presenting my research titled Prevention of Adolescent Drinking Among Children of Alcoholics and Indigenous Intervention Model. So the population under study, the Mizos, they are distinct ethnic minority and indigenous group residing in the mountainous terrain of northeast India. They have a rich cultural tapestry and they are also protected under Article 371G of the Indian Constitution, and outsiders require inner line permit to enter the state. So they also have secured the supremacy of their customary law over any other laws in the country. So the Mizo tribes exemplify the region's progress and intellectual growth. Now, I will give a brief introduction about the population. So, children of alcoholics is a broad term encompassing individuals who grew up in households where one or both parents struggled with alcohol abuse. This population is particularly vulnerable to a range of psychological challenges, including addiction, anxiety, depression, and behavioral issues. The enduring impact of such environments can extend to adulthood, affecting mental health and overall well-being. But despite these adversities, many COAs demonstrate resilience and achieve success, and it is crucial to identify the factors that contribute to positive outcome for developing effective interventions and support systems. While research has highlighted the negative consequences, understanding the resilience factors that enable some COAs to thrive remains a crucial area of inquiry. As mentioned, this specific population face a significant risk of developing psychological issues, including alcohol dependency, anxiety, depression, and behavioral problems. While this population is susceptible to numerous challenges, research also highlights the resilience of many children of alcoholics who progress into healthy adulthood. Understanding the factors that contribute to both vulnerability and resilience is crucial for developing effective interventions. And by identifying those protective factors, researchers and practitioners can work towards preventing negative outcomes and promoting the well-being of COAs. Looking into the problem of the study, we can understand that children raised in alcoholic households, they are more likely to experience adverse childhood experiences, increasing their risk of alcoholism and depression in adulthood. So these individuals often initiate drinking earlier than their peers as a maladaptive coping mechanism. And there's an alarming rise in adolescent substance abuse in Mizoram, which underscores the urgency of addressing this issue. So, this study aims to identify protective factors among the Mizo adults who overcame these challenges to develop effective, culturally relevant preventive interventions for current and future generations. So, as previously noted, statistical data here reveals a troubling trend of increasing alcohol consumption and abuse. Equally alarming is the decreasing age at which individuals experiment with alcohol. So these factors underscores the urgent need for comprehensive prevention and intervention strategies to address this public health issue. For the theoretical framework, I have used the Gordon and Bill theory of positive emotions and the circular model of cultural theory. Looking into Gordon and Bill, we use it as a theoretical framework to better capture the unique effects of positive emotions, and it is greatly in tune with the objectives and aims of the intervention model. Um, so, the identify protective factors or the positive emotions help to broaden the scopes of attention, cognition, and action, and further build physical, intellectual, and social resources. So it works like a spiral or a loop, and it's an ever evolving cycle. Looking into the CMCT model, it is a dynamic framework that emphasizes the iterative and cyclical process of adapting interventions to a specific context and populations. This model recognizes that the needs and characteristics of individuals and communities are constantly evolving, requiring continuous evaluation and refinement of interventions. By adopting this model, we were able to enhance the effectiveness and relevance of the program by systematically gathering feedback, analyzing outcomes, and making necessary adjustments to improve the program design and delivery. This iterative process ensures that interventions remain responsive to the changing needs of the target population. The study has been approved by the Institutional Review Board and is registered with Clinical Trial Registry of India. So this is the procedural diagram, and my study has three phases. Phase one is the qualitative phase. Phase two is the development of the model, and phase three is the efficacy testing or the quantitative approach. This is my overall study design. I have used the sequential embedded experimental mixed method design by Kurzweil and Clark. Looking into the methodology, as mentioned before, my study has three phases. Phase one is a qualitative method wherein I have used descriptive phenomenological approach, and phase three is a quantitative method wherein I have used through experimental pre-process design. These are the tools and the analysis procedure I have used for phase one qualitative method. I will briefly mention my findings for phase one. The key protective factors for ACOAs included strong support systems, a robust cultural identity, personal strengths, and educational attainment. Those relationships, cultural grounding, hopefulness, and academic success were instrumental in building resilience and fostering positive outcomes among the population. These findings emphasizes the importance of nurturing these protective factors to empower ACOAs and mitigate the impact of adverse childhood experiences. Coming on to phase two of the study, it is a development of the indigenous intervention model, and the aim of my intervention is to empower participating children while at the same time providing support and a safe place to be. Below are my intervention goals. And these are my intervention program overview. Coming on to phase three, the efficacy testing of the newly developed model, I have three groups for both experiment and control, and the total sample size was 208 with a dropout number of 3. And this is my intervention strategy wherein I use it through experimental pre-process control group design. Let's look into the result for between group. The results here indicate significant improvements in individual resilience and peer relationships among the experimental group following the intervention. While the baseline scores for individual resilience were lower in this group compared to the control, the post-intervention assessments revealed substantial gains, and furthermore, the experimental group demonstrated significant enhancements in peer relationships and a finding not observed in the control group. So these findings suggested that the program is particularly effective in enhancing individual and peer resilience. Looking into Table 3, the Feynman test yielded a statistically significant results, indicating a significant difference in the repeated measures across the three time points. Coming on to Table 4, the post hoc data highlighted that the intervention program has impacted individual resilience and indicated statistically significant differences at all time points within that domain. This indicates that the positive effect of the intervention on participants' resilience at the individual level. The peer domain, however, uncovers findings that indicate a potential delayed impact of the intervention, and this indicates that the intervention may have required time to show the effect it had on peer relationship. So looking into Table 6, due to logistic challenges faced during the testing, the control group were given a briefer version of the treatment right after the post-test. Now let's look at the practice effect among the two groups that received two different types of treatments. So in the individual peers and school domains, the longer duration treatment in sample A resulted in significantly higher scores compared to the brief treatment in sample B for individual resilience, peer relationships, and school experiences. Interestingly, this pattern was reversed in the family domain, sample B, which received the brief treatment, exhibited considerably higher scores in comparison to sample A for family domain. Within the community domain, there were no statistically significant differences detected between the two samples in terms of resilience scores. Looking into the major findings for phase one, the qualitative phase, the protective factors that were identified among the adult children of alcoholics include robust community support, a strong cultural identity, and personal resilience. Close relationships, traditional values, and individual coping mechanisms were really instrumental in fostering a sense of belonging, purpose, and strength. Additionally, educational attainment contributed significantly to overall well-being and independence. So these findings highlight the multifaceted nature of resilience among this population. Coming on to phase three, major findings. The newly developed indigenous intervention model demonstrated significant positive effects on individual, family, and peer-related resilience. However, the program did not yield substantial improvements in school or community domains. So these findings underscores the importance of considering treatment duration when designing interventions. Additionally, the study supports the efficacy of culturally tailored approaches for indigenous populations. The study limitations include a lack of gender diversity in the qualitative sample and an exclusive focus on a single belief system. The influence of global culture on participants' ethnic identity and their limited awareness of cultural practices within the program warrant further investigation. And additionally, challenges arose from stakeholder disengagement at both the school and community levels. The age restrictions for community participation may have contributed to lower community scores. So the indigenous Mizo ACOAs demonstrated resilience through cultural practices and personal strengths. And four key themes, community tradition, self, and education, emerge as protective factors that enabled them to break the cycle of alcohol abuse. These factors equipped participants to overcome challenges, maintain normalcy, and mitigate the negative impacts of their upbringing. The study highlights the efficacy of culturally tailored interventions in fostering resilience among ACOAs. In conclusion, while adult and children of alcoholics have undoubtedly benefited from resilience and protective factors research, it is crucial to recognize that they are not the sole population in need of these interventions. To truly optimize care, especially for the most vulnerable citizens, practitioners and researchers must invest in building a robust evidence-based preventive interventions. This necessitates focused studies to understand the unique challenges and strengths of each population. By implementing targeted clinical interventions such as comprehensive education programs, tailored assessments, resource development, and specialized treatments, we can empower vulnerable and at-risk individuals to build resilience and leverage protective factors. Thank you. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the conference organizers for the opportunity to present online. Unfortunately, an unexpected accident prevented me from being there in person. Thank you all for your understanding and for attending this conference and my presentation. And I hope you have found the sessions informative and engaging. Thank you.